What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in for another video. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. You know, we're still knocking out a bunch of content on the channel, so we appreciate you hitting the subscribe so you don't miss out on those future videos. You know, as the fall goes on, I'm hoping to get some more on the water videos. So if you guys have any ideas for content, please drop them in the comments down below and let me know what you guys want to see on the channel in the future. I love getting the viewer ideas. I keep a running list in my phone, so we're constantly trying to knock out those videos and help you guys catch some more bass. You know, that's the goal of this channel, to help you guys out on the water and catch some more bass when you get out there. So today we are talking about one of my favorite baits, one of the most famous drop shot baits out there, and that would be the Roboworm. But maybe you guys missed it. There was a few new colors released this year at ICAST, and they're finally available. So I want to bring you guys an in-depth video on these, what I think of them, when I'm going to use them, and really just a deep dive into the new additions to the Roboworm lineup. All right, so you guys that are regulars on the channel, I do believe that we did a top Roboworm color video not too long ago. So if you guys are interested in some of my favorite colors from Roboworm, you can go back and check out that video. But real quick, you know, they make some of the most beautiful drop shot worm colors. You know, it's been so popular the last, 5 to 10 years, is just a pink or purple drop shot worm. It catches so many fish. But you know, these few new additions to the Roboworm lineup have really almost filled a void or made those colors even better than they were. You know, just a little color variation can go a long way, especially on a finesse technique like a drop shot. You know, if you guys know me, I'm generally not a huge proponent on color in most of my baits. You know, I like to keep things pretty simple. You know, a green pumpkin, a black and blue, a June bug, watermelon, something like that. Those general hues of color for most of my baits. But when you get into finesse fishing, you know, that's when I really get precise with my color. I like to really dial it in and make sure that it's exactly what those fish want that day. Because, and my theory on it is when you're finesse fishing, you're fishing for fish that are highly pressured. They've been fished for before. They've seen all of your standard normal baits. So you're gonna want something that's gonna stand out a little bit, that's gonna look a little bit more natural, or maybe have a little bit of flash, or just something to trigger those fish. So that's when color really comes into be more important, in my opinion. And then, you know, obviously kind of along the same line with highly pressured fish, I feel like when you're finesse fishing, the water's gonna be a little bit cleaner or on the cleaner side, but those fish are gonna be really inspecting your bait before eating it. They're not just gonna see something falling and run over there and grab it, because then obviously the color doesn't matter a whole lot. But whenever you're finesse fishing, and specifically on a drop shot like we're talking about here with the Roboworms, I feel like those bass are really looking at your worm. They're inspecting it, they're eyeballing it, you know, they're looking at it from all different angles, and you know, they're really thinking, do I want to eat this? Do I not want to eat it? So having the perfect color to trigger those bites is super important when you're finesse fishing. And these colors right here are really, really beautiful. Like I said, Roboworm has an excellent color option, but there was 3 new additions this year at ICAST. And let's just dive into them. So first up is this guy right here. Hopefully you guys can see that. This one is called Oxblood Red Dawn. Now these are available in, all 3 of these colors are gonna be available in the 4.5 inch straight tail, the 6 inch straight tail, and the 6 inch fat straight tail. I utilize all 3 of these, but you know, that's again for another video. So hopefully you guys can really see the detail of this color. This is a pretty one, and I'm really excited to use these in those really clean water situations. So if I were to describe this to you guys, it's basically a light brown with red flake on the back. That's gonna be the main portion of it. And then it's gonna be a light pinkish purple on the belly. There's actually 3 colors in here. You know, there's 3 layers to this Roboworm. There's a little bit darker purple and then a little bit lighter, clearish purple on the belly. But it's that perfect brown and purple combo that I love with a little bit of red fleck. This is something, you know, it's going to imitate a variety of forages, but it is a beautiful color and it's a great addition to the Roboworm lineup. So one little tip I'll give you guys whenever you're looking at colors, what I always like to do is I actually like to hold it up to the light and look at it from above. Rather than looking at it down on a dark surface, it will really change how you see the color of the worm if you look at it up into a light versus down on a dark surface. And in my mind, that's what the fish is seeing. Obviously, he's going to be looking up at it most of the times, towards the sun, towards the bright sky, whatever it may be. So I always like to look at it up, and it really allows you to see the details in that color. So Oxblood Red Dawn, first one up. Next up is kind of a spin on multiple really popular colors. This one's called Morning Mutilator. So obviously the Margarita Mutilator, extremely popular, great color. Then the Morning Dawn color, excellent color, always catches bass all over the country. So this basically combines those two. This is a pink Mutilator color. So it's got the same belly, the brown belly, a little bit of purple mixed in there, but it's got a pink back instead of the dark purple. So hopefully you guys can see that on there. Morning Mutilator, excellent option right there for the just another pink worm option for those fish. So last up, my personal favorite of the new additions. If you guys know me, follow the channel, all that, you know that I love silver flake in all of my baits. Anytime I got the option to add silver flake, that's what I'm doing. And this is my personal favorite of the new colors, and it's Morning Dawn with silver flake. So it's your same tried and true pink worm, same base color as the Morning Dawn, but it's added silver flake. So it gives it that little addition of a flash. You know, if that fish is sitting there staring at it, you're shaking that worm, it's going to flash a little bit and it's going to trigger that fish to go bite. So this one, definitely my favorite. I'm going to have a bunch of these. I feel like I'm going to catch a bunch of fish on these next season on the Bass Pro Tour, and definitely even throughout the fall as I, you know, try to finesse fish throughout the fall. But the Morning Dawn Silver Flake, that's the one I'm most excited about. And man, that is such a beautiful color. When you look at it up into the light, you can see that silver flake flashing, and I just imagine a bass staring at that, seeing that flash and going up and eating that worm and catching some big fish on it. So appreciate you guys tuning in this video. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you enjoyed this type of video. I feel like these worms kind of got overlooked at ICAST. There were so many cool things and you know, so many fuzzy products that came out. I feel like these colors kind of got overlooked and didn't really get the love that they deserve. So wanted to bring this video to you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Appreciate you as always. Leave me those likes and comments down below. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys next time.